I'm Cristian Orrego. I work as Director of Forensic Programs at the Human Rights Center, University of California, Berkeley. I joined the center 2 years ago after working for 11 years as a forensic geneticist at the DNA lab of the State of California Department of Justice. And that is where the story I'm about to tell you began. As many of us know, El Salvador underwent a civil war from 1980 to 1992, a very cruel civil war, where many families were separated from their children during the turmoil of the war. Many of them are still alive in that they were given out in adoptions to families within El Salvador, but many also abroad, in the United States, Canada, Europe, and Australia. At the end of the war in 1992, the families who had lost their children realized that their children were still alive. They came together and established an organization called Probúsqueda, which means pro-search of the missing children of El Salvador. That organization was established in 1994, 2 years after the end of the war, under the leadership of a Jesuit Father John de Cortina, who passed away at the end of 2005. He was a scientist as well, and knew that was the dawn of the use of DNA for the human identification in 1994. And he approached, in that year, Physicians for Human Rights, which is located in Boston, to ask for help in the confirmation of a child or a young man that the Probúsqueda had found, to make sure that that person belonged to the family they thought he belonged. And Probúsqueda used DNA evidence from time to time to do that kind of confirmation. A person has been found, a family is likely to be the biological family of the young person or young adult, and DNA evidence would confirm or not, as the case would be. I was at the Department of Justice in 2003 when I met, and several of us at the lab met, John de Cortina, the leader of Probúsqueda. And that's how a group of us at the Department of Justice proposed to Probúsqueda that DNA evidence could be even more powerful than just allowing for confirmation or exclusion of kinship between a person and her probable family. And that much more fruitful would be the use of DNA evidence by going back to the families of Probúsqueda, about 550 of them at the time, interviewing them, and obtained the family tree of that family, and obtain samples from the closest relatives of the missing child, to have then those transform into DNA profiles that would be put into a database of family references. Probúsqueda has been quite successful in finding the young adults who were separated from their families during the war and were adopted by families both in El Salvador as well as abroad. We obtained their profiles, but many a time we are not finding a match to the reference database of DNA profiles from the families which are in the registry of families who have come forward to Probúsqueda and declared the missing child. What is that telling us? That we have an incomplete database of family references. More than 118,000 families migrated, left El Salvador during the war to come to the United States and Canada. Those families, among those families, there might be many that prior to their departure from El Salvador might have lost a child, might have become separated from a child, from abductions, from military massacres, and such. Those families don't know about the existence of proboscidea because they are located here in this country, in Canada, in Europe, and proboscidea is not well known abroad. There are reasons to believe that proboscidea is not as well known as it should be, even in El Salvador. So now the campaign, the work that we now have in front of us, and that's a very important part of the collaboration of the Human Rights Center at UC Berkeley with proboscidea, is to do an outreach campaign in this country to reach the families who left during the years of the war, inform them that proboscidea exists, and to come forward, and then to allow us then to bring DNA evidence to fulfill its promise.